Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Now today I'm taking another look at a camera I've had quite a long time. It's quite an old camera now. It came out in October 2019. So this year, 2024, is going to be 5 years old, and it is the Nikon Z50. And there's two major reasons why I use this as my main travel camera, and I'm going to explain what those two major reasons are. But I love it because of its ergonomics, its handling, and its compact and lightweight size. APS-C sensor, 20 megapixel APS-C sensor. That's quite dated now as far as modern day technology is concerned. When you look at the likes of the Sony A6700, without out of idle curiosity, it's getting me main shot here. That's running on the A6700. The autofocusing is great on the 6700, and it has a 26 megapixel sensor. But when you can also compare it against the Fujifilm XS20, that's got a 26 megapixel sensor. So a 20 megapixel sensor is quite outdated now as far as 2024 is concerned. But that doesn't worry me because the image quality is still great. Now I'm going to go through quickly some of the images I've got here on my computer that I've taken over the years. And I think they're great images and they work really, really well. They will also be up on my Flickr page, so you can take a look at them there and you can judge for yourself. And they'll be taken with various lenses. I've owned and I do use various lenses on my Nikon Z50. I've actually got fitted to it, which is pretty much my permanent fixture really, is my Nikon ZDX 12-28 lens, and I'm going to go through that lens in another video. But it's a great all-rounder travel lens because it's got your ultra wide at 12, which with a 1.5 times crop factor is about 20, 18 to 20, something like that. Up to 28, which is about 42mm in full frame terms. So it goes from wide through to almost standard. So it's a really, really good all-rounder lens, and that's what I've got fitted to it. And a 20 megapixel sensor is completely fine. You can still do cropping. You can't do a vast amount of cropping, but you still can crop the image, and it's a really nice sensor, and it gives nice colors, nice tonality, really, really nice range. Now, the camera itself has got great ergonomics. That's one of the main reasons I love using this camera. It's got one of my favorite grips of all the cameras, although I do love the grip on the A6700, and I also love the grip on my Fujifilm XS20. So it has got a really good grip. I do like that. And it's got quite a few function buttons. It's got enough to keep me occupied. And it's got two on the front here as well, round the actual collar of the lens. So very usable, very flexible. The other thing I really do like about this camera, which considering it dates back to 2019, I think is a great design. It's got separated the photo and video switch on the top here. So you can very quickly switch between photo and video. So it makes it a great hybrid camera. The one thing I don't like about it is its flip down articulated screen. I'd rather just have it flip up. It does flip up, obviously, so it is a tilty-wilty screen that goes up like that. These I prefer when I'm taking photographs. I'm not keen on the articulating screens that come out to the side. When I'm taking photographs, I do prefer a screen that just flips up or down. But this one for vlogging goes down. And I find that a bit of an odd design. I know Olympus have designed cameras like that as well. So the screen goes down when you're vlogging, as opposed to going up or to the side. See, on the Sony A6600, that had the screen that went up. And I thought that was quite fine, although the screen was blocked if you put a microphone in. Well, this is the other way round. The screen gets blocked if you have a little grip, handheld grip, or a tripod in the base of the unit. But I use it primarily for photography. I don't use it for video. It's got plenty of function buttons. So you've got your function buttons on the top for your ISO, white balance, and two command dials. So you've got the dial at the front for adjusting exposure, whether it be aperture or shutter speed, and a dial on the back, again, for adjusting whatever you like. And I've got that set up for exposure compensation, and the one at the front will, if it's in aperture priority, will adjust the aperture, or if it's in shutter priority, will adjust the shutter speed, so on and so forth. And a really nice screen on the back, as well as a pretty decent viewfinder, certainly for a camera of this spec. And the displays are large. the f-stops and the shutter speeds and your exposure compensation are nice and large, so even with my eyesight I can see it quite clearly. I do find with the Sony cameras it's quite tiny, and that's why I like using the Olympus camera, and I like using my Fuji camera, because I can set the Fuji to a larger display, and I find that really handy. And it has got your PASM dial on the top there, mode dial on the top, and as I said, a separate switch for switching between photos and videos. So there's two major reasons that I really like using the Z50 as my main travel camera. One of them is the ergonomics. I do love the ergonomics of this camera. It's really nice grip. It's nice and lightweight, so you know, for traveling is brilliant. And the lenses are nice and lightweight. Certainly if you're using the DX lenses, not their full frame lenses, but their DX lenses. I've also got the little DX 16-50 lens here, kit lens. It's actually a decent quality lens, but it's really compact. So between these two lenses, you've got 12-28 fitted to it, and a 16-50. How tiny that is in a little bag. I would normally use my Billingham digital bag, and that would take that absolutely no problem whatsoever. So that's one of the features that I do love about the Nikon Z50. But the other main feature that I really love about the Nikon Z50 is Snapbridge. Now, it's an underrated app, but not many people talk about Snapbridge, but it's got a feature in Snapbridge that other camera manufacturers just don't seem to have grasped, and they don't seem to have got right. Well, I haven't found one that works right, whether it be Fujifilm app or whether it be the Olympus app. But with the Snapbridge app, when I take a photograph, that provided I've got Snapbridge running in the background on my mobile phone, and I'm going to show you in a minute, that image will appear on the phone straight away. So if I want to upload that to Instagram or Facebook or whatever, I can do immediately. Isn't that how it should work? I think that's a brilliant feature. That really is, in my, you know, that's a top rated feature for me. That doesn't bother me if I'm not going out and about, if I'm taking photographs or video for other purposes. But when I'm going out with my brother and I want to just get some nice pictures, we take a photograph and I want to put it straight up on Facebook or Instagram or one of the other social media sites, I can do that immediately without having to take the SD card out and connect it to my phone or whatever. And I'm going to demonstrate that and show you how that works. My phone is over here. Let's just grab my phone, well, one of my phones, but this is the phone that I use for capturing it. So basically it's an unfoldable tablet. So that will capture the image that's running in the background. Hopefully, so let me just take a quick snap of me for some bizarre reason. So if I just take that picture there, that will now appear on my phone in the Photos app or the Snapbridge app. I tend to just load the Photos app straight away. It's got a little emblem there showing 1 on the photo. So if I click on the Photos app, photos that I've taken today will appear in the display here. I mean, I have to turn the camera off for it to transmit the image to the phone, but that will then appear within a second or two. Let me just do that again, load up photos, and there it is. So that's now transmitted that straight to the phone, and there it is. Now I can either now do anything I want with that. I can upload it to the internet, I can view it. This is a tablet phone, so I can actually open it up and view it. There we go. So that is now on there. I can see that as clear as anything. I can see if it's a sharp image. Do I need to take it again? And, you know, I can expand it and have a good look at it. So I think that is an awesome feature for the Nikon Z50 and Nikon Z cameras in general, but it will transmit the image straight to your mobile phone or your tablet. In this case, it is a mobile phone, but it is also a tablet as well. So that is a very useful feature of the Nikon Z50. The Snapbridge app is a great app to use with your Nikon Z mount cameras. It can transmit the image straight away and job's done. Now, I did find when I first got the Nikon Z50, autofocus I found was a bit awkward because you can't use you can use a touchscreen to tap to focus. That's absolutely fine. That's no problem at all. That works, you know, as it should. But I'd like to be able to bring it up to my eye and move the focus point and track it across the screen. You can't do that with Nikon cameras. They don't allow that for some bizarre reason. So what I've done, I found a really good workaround to this, and the autofocus is now excellent. I have no issues with it whatsoever, and I've implemented this also on my Fujifilm XS20 and also my Sony a6700, and that is using the autofocus tracking feature. So on this top function button, I pre-assigned that to switch on the autofocus tracking. So all I do is push in the button on the top there, and then I bring up the autofocus tracking box, and then what you can do, you can place that wherever you want it, and then that will track the item. So basically, if I want to photograph, say, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I can point it at it, and as long as I've got that tracking box on that subject, I can hold it halfway down, and then you can't see what I'm doing, but the tracking box will stay on that subject, and then I can take a photograph, and that will be in perfect focus. So very, very easy to use. Once you get the hang of it, it's extremely easy to use. Now I've just taken a photograph of my Osmo Pocket 3, and if I zoom in on that, just using the touch screen, that will be in perfect focus, because that's where I set the tracking box to be. That all sounds really complex, but you can do it really quickly. Once you've got the hang of it, it's really quick and really easy to use. So I find the autofocus is great on the Nikon Z50. I find setting up the exposure compensation on the back dial here has been a godsend. That's really good, and I do that on all my cameras now. And I just find it a really, really nice, compact, usable camera. Lenses are really good sharp lenses. Obviously you can use your full frame lenses on the Z50. You just have to take into account your crop factor. I've got the Nikon 28mm sort of pancake, special edition pancake lens here. That's a really nice full frame Nikon lens, Z mount lens. That works on here great. It works great with the FTZ adapter, so you can adapt old Nikon F mount lenses. But as I say, when I'm going out, I simply do just take it out with basically this 12 to 28 lens, and the I put that in the kit bag with little 16 to 50 kit lens. So yeah, great travel camera. And as I say, with the Nikon Snapbridge app, that I can transmit the image straight to the phone, that is an absolute brilliant feature, and that's I think that's one of the best features of the Nikon Z50. So there we go. That's why I'm still using the Nikon Z50 in 2024. The 20 megapixel sensor is great. Image quality is great. As I take a look at these images on Flickr, that would be much better to do. But they are great images. Tonal range is great. Low light is pretty decent. This is in a museum, and the low light is pretty decent. In fact, pin sharp, you know, absolutely excellent. So you're not really going to have any issues using this camera for indoors, outdoors, you know, whatever you want to use it for. It's just going to give you great quality images, great dynamic range, with a really, really nice sharp sensor. So yeah, great all-round camera that I can highly recommend. And nowadays, see, look how sharp that is. How you know, it's holding the tonal range really well. So yeah, great camera, amazing value for money. Certainly if you buy it on the used market, you can get them for around £400 or £500 body only, used from reputable dealers, you know, with a warranty. So, you know, highly recommend the Nikon Z50 if you want a really light, compact travel camera, street camera for taking street photography. You know, really good camera. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and hit the like button if you like the content of my videos. Would really appreciate that. It does help me grow the channel. Thanks very much. Cheers for now. Bye.